Greetings, incoming freshmen and families. My name is Tom Hosford, principal of the Rockford Freshman Center, and we are thrilled to start the process of registering for high school courses with your students and families this winter. The process will start with this video. We're going to have some great information on the next steps and what it looks like and just high school in general. We're going to have some important people introduce themselves, and then we'll get into our presentation, and then we'll have an email follow-up that will explain all the other important information that you're going to need, and we're going to walk you step by step through the registration process. So, without further ado, let's go. This is Mr. Hosford back, and I'll lead you through the first bit of this presentation. Once again, welcome incoming freshmen and families to high school. I know it's only in the wintertime, but the process takes some time, and that's why we're starting right now. We really are excited to work with you to make this process as smooth and positive as possible. First and foremost, the freshman year is a turning point in your child's life. It's definitely a next chapter. The middle school chapter will close and the high school chapter will begin. And there's a lot that goes into that. But we feel that there needs to be an emphasis and some awareness about what type of academics are required, some extracurricular and co-curricular activity opportunities. Definitely learning that balance of school and home and socializing. It's all an important part of a student's development beginning their freshman year. And our students are going to learn that, and we're excited to help them with that. We feel we've got the right building to help a student have a first great year of high school. The Freshman Center is the smallest secondary building in the district, which means we have some smaller class sizes, which will be able to offer some more in-depth support when needed. Our staff here understand the importance of this transition and definitely work with students and families to help them have a successful first year of high school. One of the other neat things is that we're able to bring in 8th graders from all different schools, whether they're in Rockford or some of our other schools that they students transition from. Everyone's brand new at the Freshman Center. No one has ever lived it before, so everyone's kind of in it together and experiencing the newness together and relying on each other to help each other get through the first year of high school in a positive way. So that's a neat little thing as well. Our end goal is threefold. We want to help families and students have a positive transition to their freshman year. Goal 2 is to help our students have the most successful first trimester possible. And you're going to hear a little bit about what a trimester is like because that is different than what our students are used to. And then our third goal is to have the best first year of high school possible because in 4 short years, our students are going to be graduating. And it's one of our favorite nights of the year when we get to see our students turn the tassel and throw their graduation caps up in the air. It truly is a defining moment in a student's life and a family's life as well. So our goal is to get our students to the finish line at graduation. And it starts right now with registering for classes. But before we get into that information, just want to share some we surveyed recently some past 9th graders and just wanted to give you kind of an overview about what they thought after their freshman year regarding homework, study skills, how much homework a night. So over 90% of our students felt prepared for the amount of homework in 9th grade, and our parents reported about 93% felt prepared. So that point means that your middle school experience does a good job of preparing you for high school. So kudos to your middle school teachers and administrators, and kudos to your families for supporting you. Over 88% of our recently surveyed freshmen felt prepared with the study skills for tests and exams in ninth grade. And that was great to see too, because the rigor is a little bit higher than in middle school, and the pace is a little bit faster. But as you can see, the vast majority of students felt prepared for those assessments. And again, parents reported about 95% felt their children were prepared. In the recent past, again, approximately 92% of the ninth graders that we surveyed were happy with their grades. And that's an important piece as well. Students need to see the outcomes of working hard and studying and staying organized and advocating for themselves. And they should be rewarded with decent grades. So we were happy to see that. And then on the bottom here, as you can see, as to students estimating the amount of time spent on homework and studying on average every weeknight, it kind of runs the gamut of 30 minutes or less, or maybe an hour and a half, up to an hour and a half. So depending on what's going on, you might have a lighter load in terms of homework or a little bit heavier load in terms of homework. But your teachers and your counselors and your administrators in the building want to help support you through that. Another great aspect of the Freshman Center and being a freshman in general is just open for new opportunities to get involved and to take positive risks. We have a variety of opportunities for students to take part in co-curricular activities, clubs, athletics, fine arts, student council, community service organizations and initiatives. We like to recognize students in a Student Appreciation Week. We have Student of the Month recognition. We've got some whole school assemblies. We just like to get together and to learn and grow all together, and we look forward to continuing that positive culture and climate with you moving forward next year. Again, getting involved is an important part of your development. Taking those positive risks, getting out of your comfort zone will only help improve your attendance. Staying engaged will help improve your grades. There's an increased report of school connectedness. And we're just real excited to offer a wide variety of opportunities to get involved outside of the classroom, because again, we feel that's a major part of a freshman's development into a young man or woman. So here's a kind of a day in the life of a Rockford Public Schools freshman. So students, you'll arrive between 7 and 7:30. Our school day starts at 7:40 with first hour. And as you can see, we only have 5 hours instead of 6 that you're probably used to. That means that our class periods are 70 minutes long instead of probably the 55 to 60 minutes that you're used to. And that is due to the trimester format. Again, we'll get into what that looks like in a little bit. But the school day will end at 2:30. You will have a 30-minute lunch. We have 3 lunches throughout the day. And then our buses will begin arriving at 2:30, and students will be gone between 2:30 and 3. So it's a 7:40 start time, 2:30 end time, with a lot of different opportunities to get involved before and after school in activities. A lot of freshmen or incoming freshmen like to talk about and ask questions about what type of lunch. Speaking of that 30-minute lunch, what opportunities or offerings our lunch program have, and we build upon what is offered at the middle school level. You've got a wide variety of things you can choose to eat from. There's very healthy options to maybe not so healthy options, but we have basically anything that you want to eat, we will have available, and that just helps you make you feel a little more at home, maybe feel a little bit more comfortable eating some things that you're interested in, and then sitting with your friends at lunch, just kind of chilling out from the workload of the day and talking with friends and taking a little break. So we're real proud and happy of our lunch offerings, and if you have any questions about bringing some things in, we're always interested in trying some new things in our lunch program as well. We're going to turn it over to our counselors, and then I'll be back at the end of the presentation to wrap it all up.
Welcome to the Freshman Center Counseling Office. My name is Holly Normington, and I'm one of the counselors at the Freshman Center.
Hi, my name is Jen Lutz, and I'm the other counselor at the Freshman Center.
Hi, I'm Kim Nichols. I'm the secretary in the counseling office. If you ever have any questions, stop by and see me.
Freshman year is a fun and exciting year, but it can be a challenging year. It's a transition year where you're learning to adjust to new expectations, in a year where you're learning to balance a lot. Freshmen, remember to go towards support. Every student has access to support, whether it's parents, family, friends, teachers and coaches, administrators. At Rockford High School, we have peer listeners who are upperclassmen that are trained to listen and support other students. And counselors are another support system for you, or another resource. Counselors support students academically, personally, socially, and with college and career or post-secondary plans. We do that individually, we do small groups, but we're also in classrooms doing different types of curriculum. We can help you balance your academics with your co-curricular activities, so make sure that you go towards support when needed. Communicate your thoughts and feelings because every single one of you matter. Here are the required freshman courses. So freshmen need to take English 9 or Honors English 9, A and B. The required science is Earth Science or Honors Earth Science, A and B. Social Studies is World Studies, A and B. Math, there's a variety of different levels, and we will find out what level you are in from your 8th grade teacher. So they'll give us that recommendation directly to the counseling office. So most freshmen take algebra, geometry, honors geometry, or honors algebra 2, but we also have honors pre-calc for a few freshmen. All math classes have an A and a B part with the exception of algebra 1, which is a year-long class, and there is an A, B, and a C part of Algebra 1. All freshmen are required to take one PE class, and you can choose either PE 9 or Strength and Conditioning. All freshmen must take one trimester Health, and then you're going to take your electives. So you could start your world language freshman year, or you could put it off until your sophomore year. And we teach Spanish, French, German, and Chinese. So if you want to take world language your freshman year, just make sure you understand that it's going to be a class that adds a little bit more homework to your homework load. And if you're a student that's still working on getting your homework done every day, you might want to put off your world language until sophomore year. We have music classes and many other electives. Music classes, orchestra, band, or choir are also year-long classes. Here's what our registration contract looks like. All students will fill this out and turn it in to us. If you're a new student to Rockford, you're going to turn this in with your enrollment papers, and then that's all you will have to do until arena scheduling in May. If you're a current student at North Rockford Middle School or East Rockford Middle School, you're going to turn this registration contract into the counselors when we go visit you at the middle schools.
This spring, freshmen will have an opportunity to build their own schedules during arena scheduling. Students have the opportunity to choose their own teachers, their elective classes in the periods that they want each class to be offered. They will choose a total of 8 to 9 core classes, including the A sections and the B sections, depending on which math class they have. We highly recommend that when kids build their schedule, they only schedule 3 core classes per trimester. That includes their math, science, world studies, and English. When kids are coming from a middle school setting, they often are eager to schedule all of those classes first trimester, and then they go in and schedule all of them again second trimester because that's what they're used to. And then what's left is all elective classes third trimester, which might not sound bad. However, it makes the beginning of their freshman year incredibly stressful. So as you're helping your students build their schedule in the spring, please keep that in mind. Some students will have the opportunity to take honors classes. We offer honors English, honors earth science, and a few different levels of honors math. As you're making those choices, please keep in mind that taking that many honors classes your freshman year can be very stressful and overwhelming. We ask kids to consider 1 or 2 honors classes if they choose to do so, and to spread them out throughout the year. We do offer 4 world languages at Rockford, including Spanish, French, German, and Chinese, and 2 years of a world language are required to graduate from high school. Many students begin this in their freshman year. However, if your student is struggling with work completion at this point in time, or they are struggling in English, then we highly recommend that they wait until their sophomore year to start taking a world language and kind of get their bearings their freshman year and take some other electives at that point in time. As we get closer to arena scheduling, we will offer some in-person and online resources and tools so that students feel ready to begin scheduling their classes and understanding arena scheduling. And those will be available as we get closer. Here are a few sample trimester schedules just to have an idea of what freshman year might look like. For example, on this schedule, this student is in algebra, which is a 3-trimester math class. They are taking German freshman year. In this case, German is split up between first trimester and third trimester, which is perfectly okay. They have English back-to-back, world studies back-to-back, and then earth science is split between first and third trimester. They have chosen strength and conditioning for their PE class, and they have art and product design as their electives. You will see that first trimester they have 1, 2, 3 core classes, second trimester 1, 2, 3 core classes, and third trimester 1, 2, 3 core classes. And again, we do ask that as your student is building their schedule, they try to spread out those core classes. In this second schedule, we have an honors English class. We have geometry, which is only 2 trimesters. World studies, back-to-back, earth science split again here, and then orchestra, which is offered all year long. The student has PE for their PE 9 requirement. French, again, in this example, is split. And I'm going to show you again, we've got 3 core classes, 1, 2, 3. Again, 3 core classes here, 1, 2, 3. And because geometry is only 2 trimesters, this student will only have 2 core classes here, third trimester. And in this last sample schedule, this student has algebra all year long, world studies split first and third, earth science second and third trimester, English first and second, and then this student has the Spanish loop, which means they would have taken Spanish 1A as an 8th grader, and then they've got Spanish all year long. They've got strength and conditioning as their PE 9 requirement, and 1, 2, 3 core classes first trimester, 1, 2, 3 second trimester, and 1, 2, 3 third trimester. So each of these is a very well balanced freshman schedule. At this point in time, you have an opportunity to watch the Freshman Center elective video. Thank you.
Welcome to the Freshman Center. We are excited to have you join us here at the 9th grade building for a successful year as you begin your high school journey. One of the great things about Rockford Public Schools is the amount of elective opportunities offered to each student. We have a wide variety of classes to choose from with a range of interest from music to myths to a world of technology. This video will showcase all of the elective opportunities for you at the Freshman Center and will hopefully help you in making your decision.
My name is Mrs. Vandeweghe, and I love teaching choir here at the Rockford Freshman Center. We get together and sing every single day. We have rehearsals on a regular basis, and you have opportunity to compete in Michigan School Vocal Music Association festivals. You can go on freshman retreat in the fall. You get to sing on the stage at the high school. Right now, we are preparing for Solo and Ensemble Festival, which happens at Grand Valley State University. You'll also get to go to District Choral Festival. It's a fabulous opportunity to find a family here at the Freshman Center.
I think choir is a great place where you can find some really nice friends that you can keep throughout your whole high school career.
And choir is a safe place for you to release and to enjoy and to sing and make music and be who you truly are.
Hello, my name is Mr. Phillips. I am the high school band director for the Freshman Center in the 1012 building. Band at the high school is open to any student that was currently involved in band at the middle school level, or if we're moving in from another district. Basically a continuation of what we've done in middle school band, just at a new and exciting level. Going to take things to new soaring heights, if you would. We have two main components in the high school band program. They are the concert band portion, which is most of the spring and winter, and the marching band program, which is part of the fall, September and October. Another exciting opportunity for those of you that might not currently be in band is our color guard program for ladies and gentlemen that might want to be part of the marching band and the color guard but aren't necessarily band students. You may certainly audition for the color guard. I sincerely hope that you continue on with your band studies and looking forward to seeing you next year.
Orchestra is a class where we really foster a sense of community in the classroom. And because of that, for all of us, for myself included, it's just a real delight to participate in. So in our string orchestra, we have violin players and viola and cello and bass. We have a lot of performance opportunities throughout the course of the year. We have evening performances on the high school auditorium stage. We do a district-wide concert where we have all of the string players in the entire district that participate. We do a few other concerts. We do a concert in the fall with the Rockford Community Orchestra, and we perform also around Christmas and also in the spring, and we also participate in the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association festivals. We spend some time doing some composing and some improvising and talking about what that means. We talk about, how to figure out orchestral bowings, and we talk a little bit about musical genres and musical eras and things like that. And we try to do that in the context of what we're learning in class, so that it fits with the music that we're making at the time.
So we have Introduction to Art, Art in Design, and then we have Drawing. So Introduction to Art is the prerequisite that students can take here, and then they'll be able to take any other art classes that they want to in the high school or also here in the Freshman Center. So we have a variety of different materials that we work with. We usually start out with a drawing project, and then we work with some clay, and then we do some painting, and we explore some color mixing, and then we usually maybe do some sort of paper collage type of thing. So we get to kind of explore a lot of different things. Art in Design is sort of one of those classes where we pick up where Introduction to Art leaves off. We usually tend to explore some different materials. Sometimes we do some printmaking, maybe we'll do some watercolor, and then we also do some fiber arts, which is fabric dyeing, and then we might do some weaving as well. And then students have an opportunity to kind of start building up that portfolio that they'll be able to take into more advanced classes and even into college as well.
Mythology is an academic elective course that focuses on classical mythology and the influence that the myths had on literature and culture and Western civilization as a whole. The stories take place in an age where the strict codes of behavior and courage and honor and loyalty were shown through the myths, but their heroes also had faults and they had weaknesses with which all people can identify. So we have this mix of strong and weak traits that tend to humanize these myths so that they transcend time. You will complete several projects and presentations requiring quite a bit of reading and research, both in and outside class. The focus is more academic in nature. For example, we study translations of Homer and Virgil and Ovid. We try to avoid the Disney and Percy Jackson type versions of these myths.
Hi guys, my name is Mr. Keeler. I teach National and Global Issues here at the Freshman Center. It's a current issues class that covers a variety of different topics, anything from our healthcare system to women's rights around the world to international terrorism. We study those topics from a variety of different viewpoints. It's a very interactive class, lots of debates, lots of conversations, and normally it's a pretty engaging atmosphere. Kids have a great time. We finished the trimester with a research project on a topic that you get to choose, so it's a great opportunity for you to dive into topics that you are really interested in. So sign up, come tell me what you think, and let's have some fun.
Okay, it's an elective that kids take. There isn't necessarily a book involved in the class. It's a lot of projects. It's a big participatory class. And basically what they're doing is analyzing themselves and their stress level. A lot of participation every single week, and usually there's a project every week. There's not a lot of outside homework. Most of the work is done in class. I want them to learn, not to sweat the small stuff, because we already have enough stress in our lives, and a lot of them, they're not going to be in a stress-free environment, but they can reduce their stress. And I hope that by looking and analyzing themselves in their life, they can pick and choose which battles they want to fight.
I'm Mrs. Greenland and I teach Foods for Healthy Living and Personal Living. Foods for Healthy Living is about nutrition, the nutrition label, the nutrients, and then we get to cook and make meals that go along with the lessons that we've done. So we do homemade pizzas, we learn about the fermentation process with dough, we do skillet labs, we do a lot of group activities, a lot of collaboration, a lot of small group, large group, just getting to know other students and working with a team in kitchens, in the classroom. It's also life skills. It's a good break from the rigor of your core classes. I'm Mrs. Greenland and I teach Foods for Healthy Living and Personal Living. Personal Living is a basic, very basic personal finance class. So we talk about values, needs, wants, goal setting, decision making, and then we relate that all back to personal finance. So you have to maintain a checkbook, a check register. We do a lot of group projects, small group projects. Like right now we're doing a small group project off of a movie we watched that is based around values, decision making, and goal setting. All the notes lead to a project to kind of wrap it up. Instead of doing a test or a quiz, we do a project. If you can start managing your finances at a very young age and saving your money at a young age, you're going to come out ahead when you leave high school, going into college or a trade or whatever it is you decide to do when you grow up.
I'm Phoebe Borst, and I teach teen leadership at the Freshman Center. A typical day in a teen leadership is totally atypical. There is so much variety that we do in class. There's a large public speaking focus to this elective. So the students can depend on coming to class every other week or so and giving a formal speech in front of their classmates. Generally those last from 1 to 3 minutes. And we give them specific topics to talk about. The students also depend on each other to uplift each other. So we do a lot of affirmations in this class to increase your ability to interact with people. What does a firm handshake look like? What does it mean to look somebody in the eye and be genuinely excited to interact with them?
Bonjour, comment allez-vous? My name is Mrs. Lokers and I teach French at the freshman building. Why should you take French? Did you know that French is the second most spoken language around the world and used on the internet? It's spoken in over 52 countries. Did you also know that many West Michigan companies hire people who know French? If you're planning on going to college, on the SAT verbal scores, French will help you the most right after Latin. And if you like to travel, France is the #1 tourist destination. So come learn French with me. We'll sing songs, play games, study the French culture, and we'll speak French. Parlez-vous français? À bientôt!
Okay. Nummer 2, to check. Nummer 3.
Guten Tag, ich heiße Herr Garbati und ich bin der Deutschlehrer. Hello, my name is Mr. Garbati and I'm the German teacher. Our ultimate goal in German class obviously is to communicate in the target language, German. So our focus every day is on listening, reading, writing, and our speaking skills. We also cover the history and the culture and the deep traditions of all the German-speaking countries. We have wonderful things that we do in class. We have a lot of fun, and one of our highlights is to go to Chicago to the German Christmas market over the holidays, and there we have many travel opportunities. So I hope when you are choosing a foreign language that you choose Deutsch, German. I hope to see you in the fall.
People should take Spanish because we live in America, and so there are actually 22 countries in the world that speak Spanish, and we're right on top of a lot of them. Being so close to Latin America gives us a unique experience to be able to be really close to the language, and we have Spanish speakers. We do play a lot of games. In Spanish class we play bingo and we play los dados, which is a dice game. Almost every day in my classroom at least we play. Some things that they get introduced in Spanish 1A I know is conjugation. Being able to say I eat, you eat, he, she eats, we eat in Spanish. So that becomes fun and you can play games with that. In Spanish 1B we start to talk about the weather. We start a novel called Esperanza, which is really good. We read it at least once a week and then we have questions to go with it.
I am Mr. Keene. I teach World Studies SI at Rockford Freshman Center. It's essentially the same as your mainstream World Studies class, but being SI, the majority of the time we're speaking in Spanish.
Porque hay una figura tan desgraciada.
We cover from the Middle Ages, roughly 1100, all the way up to the modern day. As the curriculum is the same, we tend to do the same thing other teachers are doing. The big difference is, because I want them to practice the language, we tend to have more interactive activities and opportunities for them to use the language. I hope you guys will consider joining us for SI. Espero que vengan pronto.
Hi, my name is Mr. Laban. I teach a class called Computer Science Principles 1 at the high school, and it's kind of an introduction to computer science and programming. But it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or experienced. If you're a beginner, you'll just stay on the normal pace. If you're experienced, you can work ahead, you can do more independent projects and assignments. I'm also in the process of trying to get 32 of these little robots called Pinchbots. We'll use a programming language called Java, or we also may use Python to control this little guy. The Pinchbots can detect light and distance, it can draw, it can track lines, has a compass, it can make sound, it has LEDs, it can also move around. All these features are controlled by programming or coding. So this class is also a great way to figure out if your brain works well with computer science. If it does and you like it, you will have some really good job opportunities if you get a degree or a certificate in computer programming. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in class.
I'm Heidi Rutman and I teach PE 9 and Strength and Conditioning at the Freshman Center. Rockford requires 2 PE classes to graduate. PE 9 is set up that we do sports Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays we do conditioning. The sports we do are like badminton, basketball, soccer, softball, volleyball. We usually throw in some floor hockey, maybe handball, maybe a little bit of football or spike ball. On Tuesdays and Thursdays with the conditioning, we focus really like on fitness components. A lot of aerobic capacity, a lot of agility, a lot of strength. And some basic body weight activities, and then we throw in medicine balls, kettlebells, maybe dumbbells, maybe resistance bands. Agility dots, agility ladders, we do HIIT workouts, we do Tabata workouts. We always throw in like yoga or dance, because we really just want kids to find something that they enjoy doing so that something sticks and clicks and they're going to be active people throughout their lives. Find out which one works for you. But as you can see from these kids, P9 is fun. But strength and conditioning is also an awesome class for kids who are looking for more of a workout. So I hope to see you in the gym.
Hi, my name is Mr. Kowalski. I'm the strength and conditioning teacher over at the Freshman Center. Very excited to be able to offer this class to you guys. This is one of 2 options for the PE 9 credit. It is a fitness-based class. We have an awesome opportunity where we have weightlifting 3 days a week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we are upstairs and we do a total body lift. On Tuesdays we have the opportunity to do speed, agility, and abs, where we get pretty intense and we work on building your endurance and your speed. And then on Thursdays we come together and we do a sports day where we use different sports that use speed and agility, such as basketball and football and hockey and soccer and spike ball, where we have a good time when we get out and do that. Also, a few times throughout the trimester we work on recovery and do foam rolling and partner stretching, so you get to learn a little bit of that. This is a great class for your freshman year. It also allows you to, if you do well in it, advance and go to advanced conditioning for your 10 through 12, or also be able to go into weight training or female weight training once you get to the high school. You make the choice, and if you are signing up for strength conditioning 9, know that you will be working hard 3 to 4 days out of the week and doing sports 1 day out of the week.
So we threw a lot at you today, and there's probably a lot of questions, but we want to go over what is next in the process. You're kind of learning about what high school and more specifically the freshman year is all about with this presentation, but now we're going to get into kind of the nitty-gritty next step in the process. So students will get a visit from our Freshman Center counselors at their middle schools. The counselors will do a great job walking students through course registration. That's not doing your schedule yet. That's just signing up for classes you want to take. So you're letting us know what you want to take. And the next steps will be with our counselors visiting our middle schools. You get to ask questions, and they'll lead you through the process for that. It's once you see it and get your questions answered with them, it's a pretty good process and pretty simple process. So students will then complete their registration. They'll obviously family input, talk to your parents about the course offerings and your interests and things of that nature, and then you'll complete your registration and through student access, and then can complete a paper copy as well, so we have that just in case we need to refer to that, and you'll turn that in. We do have an opportunity for students to register and apply for an honors course, an honors English and honors earth science, and we'll have more information on the specifics of that process and what the purpose is and things of that nature in a communication, but there'll be a deadline for that to come up for those students that want to challenge themselves with more of a high rigor course. Students will also have an opportunity to register for testing out of courses. Per state law, our high school has to offer the opportunity for any student to test out of any class that we offer. And how Rockford does that is we have a registration process that will be done towards the early summer. Students will collect study materials to study over the summertime, and then they'll take the final exam of that class in early August. If they pass the exam with a 78% or higher, they're considered to have mastered the content and will receive a credit for that class. So some students are interested in maybe freeing up their schedule or advancing through the curriculum a little bit faster, and you may want to consider testing, registering to test out of a specific course. So after all of that happens, we'll complete our arena scheduling. This is where students will create their schedules for the year. We'll usually do that late spring, early summer. We're going to have some great information coming out regarding that process, definitely before we conduct that. But students, you will be responsible for creating your own schedule for each trimester and your freshman year. And that's can be a very fun process. You can take classes that you want at specific times of the year or specific times of the day, and things of that nature. So our students and families find that it is a rewarding process, and give students a little bit of a skin in the game in terms of creating their own schedule, so it's meaningful for them. We plan to have our students finalizing their schedules by the time summer hits, so you'll know exactly what you will be taking your freshman year during the summer, and then we'll have that testing out opportunity for those that want to do that in early August, as well as we'll have a fall orientation where students will come to the building, get their pictures taken, get their school ID, pick up their textbooks, find their lockers, and walk around the building to find their classrooms and just get familiar with the building. So definitely more information will come regarding that during the summertime, and then obviously we'll have our first day of school at the end of August, and we start the freshman year. And that year will go fast, and the 4 years of high school will go fast. And like I said before, it's our job starting right now to help incoming students and families have a smooth transition to their freshman year. So we look forward to working with you and your families during this process. We want to answer any and all questions that you may have, and we're going to have some contact information here in a second. If you have any specific questions about courses, I'd like you to reference this slide as these department reps can give you some great information about that specific course. So if you're interested in knowing a little bit about kind of what the health class is all about, Mrs. Lindsley, you can email her at this email address, and she definitely will get back to you with the answers to your questions. So feel free to utilize this. You can definitely contact our counselors, our administrators, our school at any time with any questions that you may have. We do have some kind of specialty type courses as well. Like we have several flipped math classes. If that's something you may be interested in, we can talk more about. If you're in Spanish immersion currently and would like to enroll in the high school Spanish immersion program, we can definitely have more conversation about what that looks like. If you're interested in a Rockford virtual school, which is 100% online, through your home, students wouldn't be attending the brick and mortar school per se, but would be advancing through the a curriculum. We can talk about that as well. And just really any other questions that you may have, please email us, call us. We're here to help you have a smooth transition. You'll be able to find all of our materials and links to all of the registration and application process on our website. We'll also send this out via email for you to reference as well. That concludes our winter orientation for incoming freshmen. Again, we want to welcome you, even though we're not quite here yet. We want to welcome you to high school. We're going to start thinking about it, and we're going to start working through the process of creating your classes. Again, thank you for your time in watching our video, and we look forward to working with you through this process.